clap sync in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Pink and Blue Podcast. This is episode 18. My name is Bluetoonz.
And I'm Pink Boomerang.
And today, Jason, do you have anything you'd like to start off with?
All right. Dumb question.
It can't be that dumb.
How many chickens does it take to kill an elephant?
You're right. That was a stupid question. At least... We're talking like aggressive chickens, right? Because normal chickens are pretty passive.
No, the chickens and the elephant know that they're in a fight, and that one of them has to win. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe 100.
Okay.
How many would you say?
I was gonna say 100, but then I feel like here's the thing: chickens don't do very much. They can pluck.
No, they don't.
And they can stamp on it, I guess.
And just.
But elephant, I feel like the elephant would just blow them away with the flap of his ears.
Maybe we'll go with 500.
500 to 1,000 chickens.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere in there, probably.
Actually, I have a close question for this.
Okay.
Let's see. What was it? It was it's this weird meme, and my friend sent it, and he wanted to talk about it
on the podcast.
No. But I have this group chat with my friends, and I no joke tell you that we probably debated this for a solid 2 days.
Okay.
All right, so here we go. So this is a Reddit post. It's an Ask Reddit post, but there's also an actual meme about it, and there's pictures and whatever. So your options are 50... Okay, this is not the right one, but whatever. We'll use this one anyway.
Okay.
50 hawks, 10 crocodiles, 3 brown bears, 15 wolves, 1 hunter, 7 Cape buffalo, 10,000 rats, 5 gorillas, and 4 lions. You have to pick 2 that will defend you, and the rest of them will try to kill you.
I'm sorry, hold on.
Yep. Here, I'll share my screen so you can, actually see what it says. But,
50, okay. 50 hawks.
Are 50 hawks.
10 crocodiles.
10 crocodiles.
3 brown bears. All right. This is terrible. I hate this.
Dude, when I tell you we debated about this for... It was such a long time. I was like, well, actually, I think the numbers were a little bit different. I want to say that the hawks, there were only 7 crocodiles, maybe. And I feel like there were less hawks.
Gorillas and lions are defending me.
Really?
Yeah. The 10,000 rats and the 10 crocodiles are very tempting, though.
That's what I mean. Hear me out on the crocodiles.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people in my group that were talking about it, a lot of people that I was discussing this with, there was this one kid who was just really adamant about the 10,000 rats. He was like, dude, there's 10,000 rats. Do you know how many rats there is?
10,000 of them. Have you ever seen 10,000 rats?
I think if I saw 10,000 rats, I might just pass out, to be fair. So there's that. But if I was to pick 10,000 rats over 4 lions, what are 10,000 rats going to do to 4 lions?
They're not the most fierce animals in the world. I just think it'd be funny to have 10,000 rats.
But if they know that they're in a fight, do you really think that 10,000 rats could just skin a gorilla?
No.
I don't think so either.
Absolutely not. They could give it rabies.
Oh, well, okay. So that was making angry.
There's that.
And then they were like, oh, I want to pick the hawks because there's nothing else that has air superiority. And I was like...
They're hawks, though. I feel like they wouldn't do anything.
I don't know about not do anything, but they definitely wouldn't be the most effective choice, you know?
Even if there were 200 hawks, I don't know if I'd pick it.
I think it was actually less. I want to say that it was 15 when we picked.
Really?
And I don't know if adding 35 more still makes me want to pick it.
Yeah, no.
I'm thinking for sure the gorillas.
Yeah.
Because gorillas are strong as shit. They can lift
I'm between lions and buffalo, but...
Really?
Stop your screen share, by the way.
No, I'm looking it up on purpose, dude. People have to see this. So gorilla
No
can
one
lift
really
up
cares
to
that much.
1,800 pounds, dude. This is an important debate, Jackson. I don't know if you realize
This is not that important of a debate.
We have to pick, dude.
I'm picking
So
the gorillas and the lions, I think.
okay, I think I'm gonna go with the gorillas and the crocodiles.
Okay. That's a fair choice.
Because you got to think about it. Everything else is coming to kill you. So, when it means hunter, it means like a dude, with a gun. Guns are kind of scary. They take out animals pretty well. But see, crocodiles...
What if it's just a really dumb hunter?
I don't know if you know this, but crocodiles are actually bulletproof. So...
That's... Okay.
No. But, I don't know. I feel like their tough exterior would help them out.
I don't think
mouths.
the hunter can do anything against 5 gorillas and 4 lions.
Probably not.
Not even close.
Yeah. See, you don't seem to get as heated about this question as everyone else.
I don't think it's that good of a question. I think it's a good question. It's a dumb question, though.
I figured I'd ask.
All right, well, I really don't have anything to talk about.
You don't. So, Apple recently...
Okay.
Do you know what's going on with Apple?
Are we going to talk about the Apple Epic thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, there was another publishing company. It was like whoever publishes like the Washington Post and that type of thing. They were like, "Yeah, we expect you to get rid of our 15% cut as well."
What? All right, let's just explain the what's happening. Yeah.
So for services that aren't technically Apple's, like if you have a subscription-based service in your app on the App Store,
yeah,
Apple will still get like I think Fortnite said it was like a 30% cut.
It's 30%. Yeah.
And then
that's every purchase made on literally anything you do in any app.
Yep, they get a 30% cut.
Yeah.
Which Fortnite says is unfair because
Epic,
they want
not
their money.
Fortnite.
Sorry, Epic Games says that that's unfair. Well, it's literally like the whole thing behind it is that like Fortnite is their only app on the App Store, and they're like, free Fortnite, guys.
Right.
But and so now the publisher, I don't even remember what it's called, which is bad.
But the reason this came about was because Epic made V-Bucks in Fortnite, the currency that you can buy with real world money. They made it cheaper to buy.
Yeah,
it's now like 70% of what it used to be. And Apple was like, well, that means we make less money, so that sucks. So now we're going to sue you.
Yeah. Well, it was like Fortnite was like giving away their, I don't even know what it was called. It was like their summer like sale or something, and V-Bucks are now like 30% off because they try to make it so that Apple wouldn't get that 30% cut. So they still made the same amount of money, but customers could buy it for less. And people were like, "Oh, that's really cool. I like that." And Apple was like, "Well, that's really cool because I don't.
Yeah,
I don't get any money in this scenario, so I'm going to sue you because your app is on my app store." And then Fortnite was like, "Well, that's kind of stupid because it's our app." And yeah. And then the Washington Post came out, and the publisher of the Washington Post came out, which I for some reason just cannot find. But they also publish, like the Wall Street Journal and New York Times and whatever. Yeah. And they have a bunch of news-based services, which you have to subscribe to, and they have to give a 15% cut to the App Store. And they're kind of like banking on Apple and being like, or they're banking on with Epic and being like, hey, so we don't like that because it's our service and you're getting paid for it. So we're upset. And so there's this whole feud going on right now of whether like people should be pissed at Apple because they're taking extra money that technically isn't theirs. Like people are obviously spending this money on like what they think is V-Bucks and what they think is like Wall Street Journal articles and subscriptions and stuff. And they could potentially be paying more money than they need to because these developers could be, I don't know, potentially upcharging for their products in order to make the same amount of money that they would with that 30% cut.
Right.
So like, whilst normally you could buy V-Bucks for like $9.99, I don't know. Epic's like, hey, we could get you to like a 70% of that price, except for the fact that, Apple takes 30% cut. So we wouldn't make the same amount of money, which we need to do to, bring you the service of the game or the news or whatever.
Yeah.
And people are upset about that.
And that's cool.
And that's really cool.
I don't really have an opinion. It's just I think companies are greedy, and that's all this is.
Oh, for sure. They're all like, money, you know?
At the end of the day, it's just one company makes money, and then the other one makes slightly less money, and that's it. That's really all this is. Like,
and no one wants to be the company that makes slightly less money, so they're arguing about it.
Yeah.
It's a great time.
Yeah.
I think everyone's getting crabby being stuck inside.
I mean, if you're Apple, maybe no. Like if you're like a tech person,
definitely not Apple. Are you kidding me? They're making so much money right now.
Well, yeah. If you're a tech company though, it's probably cool to work from home instead of the office for once.
I went to the Apple store yesterday.
And
I had to get my AirPods fixed. And I'm going to be honest, I actually got very good service, which I did not entirely expect.
Well, that's good, at least.
Because I had Apple Care on them, and I don't even know how, but, like, I just lost one. I did not know where it went.
Well, that's
so
not
I was
good.
like, no, it's not. Like, I didn't even remember taking it out of the case, but, like, my left AirPod, I opened the case, and it was just not there. And I was like, that's cool. And this was, like, 7 months ago.
Yeah.
And I called Apple, and I'm like, hey, what's up? Like, I lost my left AirPod. Is there any way you guys could replace it? I have Apple Care and whatever. And they were like, you see, Apple Care only covers things that we want it to. So, no, we actually can't. And so they were like, you're going to have to pay $90 for one earbud to have it replaced.
Which is like a third of the cost of just buying a new pair.
And now keep in mind, I do have the pros. But still, replacing a regular AirPod is $75, which is also not inexpensive.
Yes.
And if you paid like a few dollars extra to get the care on the product, I would hopefully expect that they would help me to replace it.
Yeah.
And yet when I went yesterday, I was like, yeah, the outer microphone of my right AirPod has not been working. And I know because when I put it in, like, there's like, there's normal mode, which is just like, they don't use the outside microphones at all, the headphones. But then there's that like transparency mode, which amplifies the sound in the outside. And then there's noise cancellation, which creates anti-noise, so you hear less from outside.
Yeah.
And so obviously it uses those outer microphones. And mine just like, I don't know what, for whatever reason, it just like stopped working. Like I would put it in noise cancellation and it'd be like click, 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 click. And it was really annoying. So I went to the Apple store yesterday. The only one open within like 100-mile range, keep in mind.
Yeah.
It is in actually maybe I shouldn't say where it is. But It's in a mall. And I had to drive like 45 minutes to get there.
No big deal.
And I get there. No big deal. Honestly though, I still spent less money on gas than I would have replacing this freaking AirPod. So I walk in. This guy is so nice. He's like, "Hey, what's up? How are you?" Like,
he's the only nice person to have ever worked at Apple.
Everyone in the Apple store though is like generally pretty nice.
Yeah.
Like I could tell that they were smiling at me, even though they were wearing masks, and they were being very helpful. Mm-hmm. Except for that, the guy next to me had the screen broken on his like MacBook Pro or whatever, and he was like, the guy who was talking to him, he was like, he looked really sincere, and I felt bad because like he obviously felt bad for the dude. He was like, yeah, so you have some scratches on the outside, and we can replace those if you want, and like you're gonna have to pay a little bit of money. It'll be like $200, and the guy was like, okay. And then he's like, and you know when you like break part of your screen and then like a strip comes down it, you can't see that part of the pixels. Yeah, he had that, and they were like, and you also will have to get the display fixed, which might bump you up to like $1,200. And the guy just goes, I like watched it happen. He was like,
interesting.
So, that's really cool. But the guy who was helping me was like, oh, so what's wrong? And I was like, it's like crackling on the outside, and I don't really know what to do about it. He was like, okay, well, that's not a software issue, so we can't just update it and fix it. So here's a new one. And that was it.
He just gives you a new one.
He just gave me a new one.
Well, that's sick.
Like, he filled out a survey. He was like, all right, this is the problem with his AirPod, blah, 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 blah. And he gave me a new one. And he was very nice and polite about it.
Cool.
So I had a good time.
That's chill.
Thank you, Apple.
I had a little issue with Apple recently as well.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, so I was wearing my watch, and then I noticed my Apple Watch.
Oh,
and I noticed.
I know what this is.
I noticed one end of the screen had just like popped out of the frame, essentially. And I looked it up. I looked up the problem because I could like lift it up, right? I have it actually right here.
Oh no, I've seen it. The screen is like entirely detached at this point, isn't it?
I know. Yeah, no, I took it off, but I took it off just for fun. But it was basically in on one side, and then the one side was like popped out or whatever, popped out of the frame. I looked it up. Apparently, what Apple Watches do as the longer you wear them, the battery expands so it doesn't explode, which was an interesting thing for an Apple representative to say online, but they did say it.
I also think that it's funny that, it expands to avoid explosion. Like, usually when things explode, they expand and then burst.
Right.
So...
But
all right.
Apparently the battery just expands to a point where the screen pops out. But yeah, I had it. It was literally only attached to the watch by like one band, I guess you could say. The screen still worked, and you could still tap on it and stuff. But it was just attached by like one band, and it was fully detached at one point. But I got a new watch. Yeah. I ordered it online. I had a Series 1 before, and now I have a 5, so that's pretty cool.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Man's making upgrades.
Yeah, big upgrade.
I think I'm going to wait until the Series 6 comes out, because I had a 4, and I got it for my birthday this past year, or I guess I got it with money for my birthday this past year. And I was like, oh, this is cool. Like, I really like this. And then I went swimming, and the band broke, and it fell down a river, so that was cool.
Very cool.
And I love it. And I swear, dude, it was a good time because I was like, hey, literally and the problem is I can't even Apple can't even replace it because I bought it used off of Amazon because it was like $250 less expensive. And to be honest with you, I could just pay another $250 and it would have been the same price as the watch, like upfront.
Mm-hmm.
Like I essentially paid half the price that I would have to at Apple because even though I was buying a Series 4 and it would have been like a refurbished one, they only sell like the really, really high quality material ones on their used website.
Yeah.
So they're actually more expensive than buying like a regular material one. Like I think it normally comes in like freaking aluminum or something, but they only sell like the titanium and the ceramic ones on their website.
Which are like the two most expensive.
Used, they're like $700 and $800 respectively. And I was like, not going to do that. So I think I'm going to wait for the Series 6 to come out and I'll just get one before I go to college.
Yeah. The watches are super cool. My Series 1, it doesn't do anything remotely similar to the newer versions, which is crazy. So I'm happy to get an upgrade.
Oh yeah, you got the heart sensor one. I could have gotten the 5 and I was like, the only difference between the 5 and the 4 is that the 5's screen stays on forever, which by the way is a good choice after using the 4. It got really annoying at some points. But the battery life is like slightly less. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I don't want less battery life, so I'll get the 4. And it was less expensive. But I think that getting the always-on screen is going to be helpful.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it just yet. I think it's a good choice in the long run. But, I'm going to school, and if people see it on, I feel like my older teachers will be like, you're cheating. So I'll just have to, turn off that setting anyway. But I don't know. I think it's a good choice. I don't know if I hate it or I don't like it yet. I haven't used it enough.
I'm just curious.
I've been so used. I've had the Series 1 for 4 years, and I've had to turn it on for 4 years. So maybe I'm just used to it, and I don't really care because I don't know any other reality. But I don't know. I think it's a good device, and that's about all I can say. So watch out for my review later.
I gotta say, I know that Apple products are insanely expensive and really overpriced.
Mm-hmm.
But the quality that you get is pretty good.
Yeah, no, the quality's very good.
I can't lie. I like my phone.
Yeah.
It's a quality phone.
I like my phone.
I think your phone is newer than mine too, right?
I have an 11 Pro, yeah.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
I have a 10S Max.
Okay, it's not that big of a difference.
No, it's not. Almost the same thing, actually.
Pretty much.
Except I paid $700 for mine. Well, you probably paid like
$1,100, I think.
$1,100,
something like that. Would you
I'm
ever
telling
switch
you.
to a or not a Samsung, but like an Android phone?
I think so.
Why? What are your reasons?
I just, there's just a lot of options out there. I'd be willing to try one.
But would you switch over to it full time?
I don't know. I haven't tried it out, so I
Okay,
wouldn't know if I
all
like
right.
it or not.
All right, that's fair.
And the only phone I didn't really get to choose. Like my first phone, my mom was like, "All right, you can have this old iPhone 4," and I was like, "All right."
Cool.
And so when I finally was like, "All right, I need an upgrade. Like this thing is dying," because Apple products do that.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that I really don't like. I feel like they make new products which are really, really good, and it entices people to upgrade. But that should be the only thing. They should be like, oh, well, that has so many new features as compared to mine. That's why I want to get it. It
But
shouldn't
instead
be.
they throttle
The
the
battery
lifetime of
almost
the device.
exploded in mine, so now I need to buy a new one.
Yeah.
Or oh no, the new software update for my phone actually made it slower and less useful, and now I need a new phone.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like.
They're
on,
like
really?
cars.
Just-
They could make them more durable, but they don't. So you buy a new one.
But they don't. Cars last for a pretty long time though if you take good care of them.
Well, yeah, sure. But at the end of the day,
car-
you're going to need a new car eventually.
Well, yeah, but
Generally, you don't
pay-
keep a car for more than 10, 15 years.
Oh, that's funny. See,
Some
the car
people
that
keep it longer,
I
and they
drove,
keep good care of it, but...
the first car that I drove, my mom bought a 2006 Toyota Sienna, which is a minivan, by the way,
Yeah.
from her boyfriend Steve. Not for that much money because it's worth jack shit, but this car is 15 years old
Yeah.
and has 365,000 miles on it. Which, I don't know about you, but I have never seen anyone get anywhere close to that.
No. My grandma had a car for 25 years, and I don't think it had 100,000 miles on it.
That's what I mean. My grandma's the same way. She has like a I think it's a 98 RAV4. And I think that it might only have 65,000 miles on it. Because all she ever does is drive to like Marks and back. And she's done that for like 22 years now.
Yeah.
So it works for her.
At that point, you don't need a new car, but...
No. Unless it really just like dies.
Yeah.
They got a new car and then they just don't drive it. My grandma's like, I love my current car. My grandpa's like, well, I bought a new one. I think he just likes to go out and buy things, but that's okay.
But anyway,
That's what grandparents do.
Here's my opinion on switching phones to Android. No. That is my
I don't have
answer.
anything against it. The
I don't
new
either.
Note looks really cool.
I haven't seen it, so never mind. I think the folds are pretty dumb. I think that's stupid. I don't think you should ever
cool,
buy
if I'm
one
gonna be
of
honest.
those. I feel like if they're gonna do that, you should just get like
sorry,
a
maybe it's
phone
the
that
S20
has a
Ultra.
screen on two sides, like it's just all screen.
Yeah.
But I don't
Let's
know.
see. Oh no. Okay. Actually, I was lying. I'm talking about. Maybe I'm not talking about this.
I don't know.
Also, I feel like there's way more variety in terms of like Android phones.
Well, yeah, because anyone can make an Android phone.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's what I think is what makes iOS like so much better, is because it's
'cause-
exclusive.
Yeah, and they obviously designed their software for their products.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Like,
I think
In
differently.
terms of Android, you sort of have to design your product around the software
Mm-hmm.
because, you don't get to design the software. You can't choose what happens to Android.
Right.
I mean, like, there are different versions of Android, but, like, it's not, you can't entirely just change the software.
Right.
It's more just, like, graphical changes. But, in iOS, you can do whatever you want.
I mean,
Because
not
you make
whatever
the
you
phones.
want. Android obviously has a lot more customizability, if that's a word.
Yeah.
I
That is
like
a word. Yep.
like you can entirely change the look of your phone, basically however you want.
Yeah.
Or at least to whatever presets they have available for you to
It's
download.
not that you can't do that on an iPhone. I just am pretty sure that it's technically illegal. Maybe.
I don't know,
Like,
but
if
it's a
you
lot
jailbreak your
harder.
phone and change it, is that?
I don't know if jailbreaking's illegal. I'm not sure. Because I know
Now I'm
people,
curious.
jailbreak their phones. Like if you're making an app on the App
Yeah.
Store, you'll jailbreak your phone so you can get that your like demo version early. I know
Yeah.
that's a thing, but
Of your own app.
yeah,
No, it's not illegal. Okay.
okay. I didn't think so, but
I just wanted to double check. Maybe I want to customize my iPhone.
right. You won't.
No, I won't.
No, but like I don't think I could ever
considered it for a while.
switch over to Android. I don't think I ever could. I think the ecosystem is like 10 times better than Android.
Oh, I would agree, but that doesn't mean I wouldn't switch, you know?
Well, then why would you switch?
Give it a shot. Like, I don't know. I don't want to get looped into the thing of like, oh, I have an Apple Watch and an iPad and an iPhone and the new Apple AR glasses and a MacBook.
Right.
As much as I'm sure if I had all those things, they would work really well together and it'd be really cool. Like, that's just so much money.
Yeah.
Now, see, if I made enough money, then I might. But in terms of like pure price price to value ratios, Android would win every time.
Yeah.
It's not even close.
Yeah. So like here's the thing, right? I have an Apple Watch, but that's just because I have an Apple phone. If I had a different phone, I'd probably have a different watch.
Yeah.
But I
And
feel
I don't
like
think that the Samsung smartwatch is as good, I'm going to be honest.
I would never get a MacBook because, which is weird. I think differently on phones versus computers. I would always go for Apple on phones, but I would never do anything other than Windows or Linux on a computer.
I considered it.
On computers, here's the thing. The prices are just so much better if you're using Windows or Linux, compared to like the phone market where every phone, like if you want a really good phone, is, the same as Apple's prices. So it just makes sense to go with Apple. Plus, I think
you could probably...
I mean, there's the whole like Mac OS stuff, which I hate Mac OS, but...
Yeah. I don't really like Mac OS either. I feel like I could get used to it, though. I was considering getting a MacBook Pro to go to college, and I was like, only maybe.
Only maybe.
I haven't decided yet. Also, they just don't offer a touchscreen option on any of their laptops, which I think is the stupidest shit of all time.
It is really dumb. Mac has like the best...
You make iPhones and you make iPads, and you can't just like throw a touchscreen onto one of your MacBooks. Like, really?
They make iPods, too. Remember those?
They still make those, actually.
I know. Their most recent one is released like last year, I think.
Yeah.
Cool. I don't know if anyone bought it, but it does exist.
But it does exist.
So
I want them to make new iPad shuffles. Like the little square one with the wheel.
I know what you're talking about, but no.
Yeah. Dude, those things were the shit.
You know what I think is really dumb, though? iPads.
Why is that?
Because the whole thing with an iPad is like, you use an iPad to use apps that you wouldn't use on your phone, and that's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
So like art.
But it's
stuff,
not quite a computer.
But it's not quite a computer. Yeah. It's a weird middle ground, and it just doesn't.
That's
work.
what I feel like, though. Like you buy it.
It's
for,
not
like,
a bad
media
device. It just doesn't
and
work.
Art. No, I don't know if I would say it doesn't work, but it's for a very specific audience.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like you would buy an iPad for like your child if you don't want them to have a phone yet. Like, they can still like...
I think I'd just buy him a phone. I don't think there's any difference, honestly.
I don't know. I'm not a parent. I wouldn't either, but I'm just saying. Like, some people use that as justification.
I wouldn't
like,
either.
You can't call.
I wouldn't recommend the thing I just said, but...
You can get cellular on an iPad.
Yeah.
Oh. Dude, I want to do that so bad. Imagine walking around in a business meeting, you got... Like,
and you carry your iPad.
You have to grab one of like those holsters and put it on the back, and you're like carrying it like this.
Isn't it always on speaker, though?
I don't know.
I think it is. I wouldn't
Probably.
know, but...
Those things are huge.
Yeah.
I'm like looking at my computer screen. It probably takes up like a pretty decent amount of the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I would maybe consider it for like creative stuff, but...
I wouldn't. I don't think there's any use over just getting a cheaper laptop.
That's what I have.
Because iPads are just
actually,
laptops
it's not cheaper,
now,
but I do have a laptop. Yeah, they are. They're expensive.
Plus, it's like if you want the pen and the keyboard and stuff, it's extra.
Dude, it's so expensive. But like Apple's trying to market it like that too. They're like, your next laptop is not a laptop; it's actually an iPad. I don't know
Even though we make laptops.
Yeah, I was like, dude, just sell the MacBook.
You could sell that with a touchscreen. You could just.
The iPad is in such a weird spot.
That's what you. It's weird.
I think people are almost like, I feel like there are some points where I'm almost compelled to buy it just because it looks like a cool Apple product and I think I would use it. Even though honesty,
you wouldn't.
what can I do on an iPad that I can't do on my phone? Nothing.
It's just art stuff, pretty much.
Except that I can't use the Apple Pencil on my phone, but that's also not worth like $1,100.
Yeah.
And then I would also have to buy the pencil on top of that, which is
I don't
like
think using
$250.
the pencil or the pen or whatever on a phone is stupid. I know some phones come with a pen. I think that's
No, they
dumb.
do. That's why I said I think that the new Note looks cool.
Yeah, I couldn't ever see myself using a pen on my phone, though.
Yeah, I have one for my laptop. I love this thing. And that's
Wow,
what I
that
mean.
was so
Like
cool.
I use it for creative stuff. Like I have a computer with a pen,
Yeah.
which is why I don't have an iPad.
Interesting piece of news I found. This
Oh.
really only tailors to a nerd like me. But everyone knows GitHub. GitHub is a cool online repository for storing and sharing code, keeping it online, all that stuff. GitHub's fun. We love GitHub. Good company.
We do love GitHub.
They're making, or I guess have made, what's called their Arctic Code Vault. Basically, they take a bunch of important code, so like important software and stuff. I don't know. I haven't looked at the code that they have, but they print it out on actual paper, and they like store it in like film rolls. You know those like movies that are like film rolls, like the giant.
Yeah,
I don't know what they're called. Maybe they're called film rolls. I don't know.
I think so.
But they store them and stuff like that, and they're putting all this stuff into an Arctic vault to keep for safekeeping.
Do they actually mean like a vault in the Arctic?
No, it's in the Arctic. You know, the Arctic seed vault where they keep a bunch of seeds for plants and stuff. It's on the same island,
Oh, that's kind of sick.
Svalbard, north of Sweden. The most northern town in the world, pretty much. But there's a abandoned coal mine there, and they're storing it there.
That's so sick.
So you can, and if you contact them and you have like a legitimate reason that your code is extremely important and should be kept for safekeeping, just in the event that like the internet goes offline or something, you can contact them and you can get your code kept in the vault.
In a film roll.
In a film roll.
That's so cool.
It's a cool thing. I don't know how useful that'll be, but it's a cool thing.
Dude, you never know. We could get a cyber attack and the internet would just be gone in seconds.
Yeah, I mean...
Probably
who
not,
knows?
but...
Probably not, but...
You never know. That's what's so weird to think about. Like, the internet was literally invented in the past 30 years.
Yeah.
Where do you think we're going to be in 30 years from now?
I don't know. Quantum computing will probably be a thing we understand.
Is Elon Musk going to be inside my head with his Neuralink technology?
He's going to be like, bye, Tesla.
I'm telling you that when I'm able to change my lights off, if I'm able to turn my lights off just by doing this, I'm going to have the time of my life. Or like that thing where you like point to your lights and then they turn off.
Wouldn't it be so cool if you could be like, hey, Alexa, turn the lights off? Wouldn't that be such a cool thing that you could do? Oh, wait, you can.
Really? You can?
Yeah.
Hey, Google, turn the lights off. Oh, no.
There you go.
I am in darkness.
Yes.
Hey, Google, can you turn them back on? I'm kind of scared. Thank you.
There we go.
Terrifying. They're taking over. See, but that's the thing, though. Like, I have to audibly say that, so it's not maximum laziness factor.
If you could just
like,
think it, that would be great.
I want to be able to be like sitting down on my couch and just be like, and the light just goes off.
Yeah.
Or on. I don't know. It just make me feel like a superhero, and I think that'd be cool.
Or go into disco ball mode. That would be cool.
You like point at your light and then you do this, and it just like goes into disco mode.
That's great.
It's like,
do a little dance.
Tell me that wouldn't be the greatest thing ever.
I could think of a number of things that would be cooler, but that would be cool.
All right, name one.
The GitHub Arctic Code Vault.
Does not count. We already talked about that.
Okay.
I do find that concept kind of cool, though.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. Like I said,
They're
I don't know
preparing
how
for the
useful
end times.
that's going to be, but yeah, at least we're preparing.
Which I think we need to be. Now that someone in California has been diagnosed with the bubonic plague, I think this is going to be it for us.
And we're fine. Didn't we talk about this last time? Only like 12 people get it a year or something.
Yeah, we did, but like since then there's actually like been cases, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I think there was literally just one, and normally there's only like 12 across the whole world a year, but the fact that there's now one in the United States on top of the coronavirus, people are like, oh shit, dude.
Uh-oh.
Oh no bro,
Not good.
people are getting a little nervy about that.
What do you think
For sure.
about surgeons? I think surgeons are getting lazier.
What do you mean surgeons are getting lazy?
Cause like they're using like robots and stuff to do surgery now. Cause
Okay, well,
like,
I don't know if that's them getting lazier. I think that's technology
Well, no,
getting
hear me
better
out, 'cause,
and being
like,
able to outperform a surgeon.
a surgeon's best tools are their hands, right?
Yeah.
But now they're using robots. Robots, while cool and effective, are not as precise
Hands.
as the human hand.
But that's the thing, though. They absolutely will be someday.
They will be, but not right now.
Like, have you seen that Da Vinci machine that, like, freaking put stitches on a grape?
Yeah, you know that one.
There's a whole meme about it.
I know. You know that one
It's
robot
really
in Wall-E who has like the hand. It's that robot from Wall-E. It's just that.
Oh, we love Wall-E. That's such a good movie.
It is a good movie.
One of the favorites, actually. It's high up there.
But I've heard that some surgeons listen to like audiobooks if they're doing like a routine surgery, like they've just done it a ton. I feel like I
Yeah.
wouldn't want my surgeon to do that.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if I'd care.
Really?
Because, like, when I do work, I don't know. I would like to listen to music or an audiobook, like, just to have something in the
But
background.
you're doing surgery.
I mean, it's probably not the same, but I'm just putting it out there. That's what I do when I do work.
Like, if it's a 2-hour surgery, right? I get that you would want to have, like, something in the back of your mind going, use a different part of your brain. But at the same time, I don't want my surgeon to screw up on my surgery just because it's
Well,
a
no.
routine and not that important.
Yeah.
I feel like that's scary. I don't know.
No, I mean, I agree with you. Maybe I just don't care about my own life as much. But, no, that's not it. I had to have surgery when I was little. They had to take out my kidney.
Yeah.
And I don't even think that audiobooks were a thing yet, because that was 17 years ago. So, I'm sure that he just sat there and was like, oh, so how was your guys' day? And, like, looking around. That's probably more distracting than listening to an audiobook. I don't know.
Like, I would hate for someone to be doing surgery while
Oh.
listening to this podcast. That's not a good idea. Don't listen to our
you are-
podcast while doing surgery, please.
If you are currently listening to this podcast and performing a surgery, we
Please
urge
stop.
you to
Just
stop.
focus on your work.
Unless we're helping you get in the zone, in which case, welcome to episode 18.
If you're doing anything else, feel free to listen, but not this. Not this.
I'm pretty sure there are other things you probably shouldn't be doing while listening to this.
I feel like I couldn't. Well, not I feel like I can't do things that require like language and also listen to something, because that's just using the word part of my brain. I can't have it on two things at once. So like I couldn't listen to a podcast and like write code.
Oh, yeah.
Could
no.
never do that. I can for
I feel like
sure
I could
listen
listen to,
to
like, lo-fi,
very
though.
quiet little, like, you know, brain music. I don't know what you would call it.
Brain
but
music.
brain music. Yeah, not that
Brain
kind of
music.
brain music.
What do you mean with that
But,
kind
like,
of brain music?
I mean just like really quiet background stuff. Like I can listen to classical, or I guess just classical. I don't know.
Can I talk to you about something for a second?
Yeah.
I don't know if this has to do with the podcast topic.
Is this going in or is this a?
No, this is going in.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm cool with it. But
All right.
so I have this friend
Here we go.
who will not be named, and the amount of times that he has asked me to come in and work
Oh, like cover
is
his shift.
quite a lot. No, not even cover his shift. Just come and work.
Yeah.
Like I work for Chick-fil-A,
Yep.
as I have stated before.
Mm-hmm.
And he also works for Chick-fil-A. But the difference between us is that I work for Chick-fil-A and he simps for Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
Like, when I tell you that I used to be able to talk to this guy about, like, anything, and now the only thing he ever reaches out to me about is work, Like, it's almost depressing. Like, he'll text me, he'll be like, hey, buddy. And I'll be like, yeah, what's up? And he'll be like, can you come in and work? We need you. And I don't know what it is, but just the fact of him saying, like, we, instead of, like...
We as a company.
Hey, he was like, they need someone on Dish. It's not they need someone on Dish. It's we need someone on Dish. I'm like, dude, they don't care about you. Not that they don't care, but, like...
Like, no company has any care for any one individual worker.
Yeah.
They just don't.
I'm
It's
like,
impossible for them.
I don't know if I'd say that. Like, as a company, obviously they don't. Like, on a more local level, like, my lead came to, like, my dad's funeral, and she was like, hey, you know, if you need anything, you need
Yeah, like,
time
your
off work,
managers
like,
and stuff care.
Yeah. But he is,
but the
like,
company does not.
incessant about it, and is like, we need someone to Dish. Like, can you come in? I'm like, no. I'm busy. I'm recording the podcast, and then I got to go to a soccer game in 34 minutes.
Is that what you just got a message about?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
He called me twice, which is why I was like, I didn't mute it, because he was like, dude.
Can you come in and work for Chick-fil-A at 10:30 a.m.?
Can you... Oh, dude, we open at like 6. Not
I'm
we.
sure you do.
Not we. They. They open at 6.
Those corporate assholes open at 6.
I'm not part of... I gotta be honest, though. The guy who owns my Chick-fil-A is a real sweetie. Like, I know that... I know that, obviously, most... You know, Chick-fil-A as a company, as a corporate entity, is a terrible company.
Yeah.
They're like...
I mean, they all are.
Yeah, we openly hate the gays. I'm like, that's not cool. But my... the owner of my restaurant, his name's Chris. He is a very, very nice man.
Okay.
And, like... he hires people from all walks of life.
He hires people, you know.
Yeah, he's a cool dude.
Yeah.
My Chick-fil-A employees are a diverse bunch. Some of them are gay, and they work at Chick-fil-A, so just putting it out there. But so on like a local level, he's a super nice dude. And I would get... I don't know. It just annoys me that sometimes he's like, hey, can you come to work? I'm like, I'm not scheduled for a reason. Like, I can't work today. Or even if I could have worked today, I'd already made plans because I didn't think I was going to work today. So now I can no longer work. And it's like, no, I can't.
Yeah.
It's just sad because, like, the amount of times that he texts me about work, unless it's a Sunday, because we don't work Sunday. So if I know that if he texts me on Sunday, it's about something that I might actually be interested in. But otherwise, he's like, hey, can you come in and do dishes? I'm like, no, actually, I already have plans today. He's like, oh, okay, have a nice day. I don't know. Just been getting on my nerves a little
Kind
bit.
of annoying is all.
Yeah.
But at least you're friends. At least you're buddy.
Banging the noggin. But we're, you know, I feel like we're growing apart, dude. Because all he cares about is work.
Is work and Chick-fil-A.
Dude, it's part of his personality now. It's actually so scary. He, like, wore his uniform to school one time. I was like, oh, no.
His Chick-fil-A uniform to school.
He didn't even have work. He just wore it. Name tag and everything.
A name tag?
Yep, and everything.
Cap, too?
Here, let's look at my name tag. No, we don't get caps in the front.
Oh,
Jesus
okay.
Christ. I love kicking the edge of my bed. Here's my name tag.
Wow, that's so cool. It's your name and then Chick-fil-A.
Isn't that so cool?
That's super cool.
I have a job. Isn't that radical?
Yeah.
Having a job is just so much fun.
I never wore my name tag when I worked at the pizza
How do they know? How do they know who you were? I think someone has looked at my name tag and said my name like a total of 4 times, and I've been working there for almost a year now.
Yeah. I think the name tags are dumb.
And one of them was just the other day.
Like, waiters don't need name, or waiters and waitresses don't need
Yeah, but they
name
just
tags.
introduce themselves.
Yeah. Like, why don't we just do that?
I don't want to do that.
Well, then don't introduce
I don't want to walk
yourself.
out and be like, no, but I mean, like, you know, my job is
no
to
one
like
cares
bring
at the end
people's
of the day.
food to their freaking cars. I'm not going to be like, hey guys, my name's Henry. I'll be your food giver for today. Here's your food. Have a nice day.
Yeah,
Like,
no, that's all people want. And
that's going to be like at most a 1-minute conversation.
yeah. The only thing I want going into a fast food place is just like not be very low energy and just be nice. Just be like, hey, how's your day going? What's your order? I'll have it right out. And that's all I want.
Yeah.
I don't need name tags.
And that's what I do.
I don't need the thank you for coming. really. I know some people like it, but I don't care.
I always tell people to have a nice day. And I
that's
also
fine.
always say my pleasure because I will get fired if I don't.
I've had multiple teachers that have been like, don't tell people have a nice day. Tell them make it a great day. Which I think is dumb. It's true, but it's dumb.
I feel like that's accusatory.
It's like...
Come on, make it a great day. You're not doing enough, you lazy piece of... It's like, okay, sorry. Like this one woman the other day. This was on, let's see, Wednesday. We had like a super bad lunch rush.
Bad as like not a lot of customers, or
no, bad as in a lot of customers.
Okay,
that's
bad
bad
means
in the
two
employees'
things
minds. There. See, in the corporate entity, it's like, oh great, that's a lot of money, but in the local level, it's like that's so many people.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the amount of times I've almost been hit in this parking lot during the lunch rush is like way more than I'd be able to count. And it's always by people in like freaking BMWs who aren't paying attention. This woman took like 20 minutes to back out of her fucking spot, and I was like, okay, that's cool.
It's always the expensive cars.
Oh yeah. I think that if you have an expensive car, you have to know how to drive. And that's not what people think.
If you buy an expensive car, you just have to take like a harder driving test.
No, but I mean, like, I feel like people in expensive cars sometimes just act like idiots because they're like, yeah, I have an expensive car and I'm better than you.
Well, yeah.
Like, we all got to be responsible on the road. You can speed ahead of me if your car can do it. I don't care. But, like, don't zig and zag through all the traffic and, like, look at me, I'm going so fast because I'm in a sports car. Noom.
Just because no one's in the other lane doesn't mean you can go into the opposing side of traffic to get around me. Person exactly. I saw driving the other day, talking to you.
I saw driving a Porsche that said no touchy as the license
plate.
Dude,
it was terrible. I was driving on one of those roads where it's like there's two lanes on the right side and the left side, you know? And in the middle, there are like those
there's like a cross
greenery areas. And then in between,
okay,
yeah. There's the greenery areas, and then
I even know where you're talking about. I think.
I don't know if we're talking about that's all over the place, but sure.
Fair.
But then there's like little like turnaround spots for cops and whatever.
Someone actually used one.
Yeah, someone actually used one and went into opposing traffics just to not pass me, but pass like a person in front of me.
Okay.
So that was cool.
I get being an aggressive driver, like that's fine, I guess. But that doesn't mean you could be a bad driver.
Yeah.
Like you can drive a nice car and have a faster car and drive fast and not be a bad driver. It's when you start to break laws and go through red lights and be like, yeah, I'm above the law and let me just cut through everyone. Like if you really need to go somewhere and you're like, oh, look, I'm on the highway and the left lane is open and no one's there. By all means, go ahead. Have a great time.
Yeah.
But if traffic is full and you're on the highway and everything is backed up, I don't want to see you going between all the lanes. Like you're going to kill someone. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Like I was on the highway the other day driving to my dentist's office, which for some reason I go to a dentist and that is like 35 minutes away from me.
That's far away. Makes sense.
So I'm driving and I'm like, all right, I got to merge into the lane to get off. And all I hear behind me is, and I'm like, okay, all right, I'll wait. And this like orange freaking Lamborghini comes past me. It had to be going at least 100 miles an hour. All I hear is, and I'm like, okay, cool. Because I had started to move into the left lane, and I was like, all right, let's not. And then I just, like, I couldn't even see him at first.
Yeah.
I was like looking around. I was like, all right, I don't see anyone. I guess
he's
I'll
going
just
so
merge.
fast.
And then I hear, near, and I was like, okay. And then he proceeded to cut across 4 lanes of like. He cut me off going into the left lane, went into the leftmost lane, and then cut across 4 lanes of traffic and got off and at an exit. And I was like, okay. Like, don't do that.
You know what's terrible, though? I see this so often, too, is people just don't know where they're going, you know? And they'll, like, get into the wrong lane. So it's like if we're at, like, an intersection, right? And there's, like, a left-hand only turn, and then there's, like, a go straight lane or turn right. They'll be in like the right-hand turn, and then they'll just go left. It's just don't do that. Just commit, dude. Just turn around in the closest driveway. I hate that, and I see it so often too.
Yeah, I didn't even know that people like. I mean, I know that people do that because I've seen it, but like, I'm really bad about like, oh, whoops, I should have gone left there, but I'm already going straight, so here I go.
So just commit. It ruins all the traffic. It ruins the whole point.
Exactly. That's why there are specific lanes for specific things.
Yeah.
Or even, like, if you're in the wrong lane, like, someone might let you over. Like, just try to get into the lane. Don't just be like, oh, guess I'll just go left anyway. Because then you might hit someone. You might, you mess up the flow of traffic.
Even then, I think, like, I don't know about that. Because it's like, what if there's people in the left hand only and you want to get over in the left hand only and you're holding up everyone behind you that's just trying to go straight or right? That's kind of dumb. Just go straight or right. And also, just, little word of advice, if it's 3 a.m. and you don't think there's a cop around at the intersection,
there probably is.
Just wait for the red light.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
I was driving home from my girlfriend's dad's house the other day, and he lives in, well, I guess not his, whatever. They live like 45 minutes away. So we're driving past, we had to go to downtown Cleveland, and we're cutting back home.
Yeah.
And we stop at a red light, and this guy, I don't even know what kind of car it was, but like he was sitting there, and the seat was like this far back.
Yeah.
His hands are like, the wheel's up here. He's like, and the light is red, so he stops, and we stop, and we're in like lanes next to each other. He just looks over at me and goes, no, just like straight to the red light. Like he stopped, looked that it was a red light, looked over at me and goes, no, and I was like, what are you doing?
You didn't race him?
No. The light was red. And even if it wasn't, I still wouldn't, because that's a stupid and dangerous idea.
He didn't wait for like the 3, 2, 1 go and then the green light to get that boost.
Yeah, right?
He didn't get the extra boost.
You gotta use your launch control and then start launching on the end of 2 and then you get the boost. That's how Mario Kart works.
Yeah.
And I can't say, I'm gonna be honest, like I've for sure run like probably 3 red lights, just not paying attention.
Okay.
I'll admit to it. It's happened.
All right.
Like one time I was coming home really late. This was when we went to drop off the toilet at my band director's house.
Yeah.
And like literally every single light was green. And like I was going and going and going and going, and I wasn't like speeding. I was going the speed limit, but like I was just in the flow of like going. There were like 8 green lights in a row.
Yeah. And
then I was going, and the light turned yellow, and I like I thought I was gonna make it, and then it turned red, and I was like, no. That's what it was. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, like, across my entire career of driving, which has now been almost 2 years, I've probably run 3 red lights.
Yeah. Not a bad track record.
I did get pulled over once, though. And it was not for running through a red light.
Uh-oh.
It was for... They're doing some construction up on the street where my school is.
Yeah.
And so I had to cut through there because we had band camp.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, well, I got to get to band camp. And literally everyone goes through that way. And so it just so happened that the car behind me was a police car. And so I cut around the sign, I'm going through. And then so let's say this is my school, and this is the intersection where you pull into the school. The traffic, or what the construction that they're doing is literally right here. So you have to pull into the school. Like, you cannot go any more forwards.
Yeah.
So it could potentially look like you were trying to cut through the construction and go, and then, like, you realize you can't, so you go back into the school, which is what he thought I was doing. So he thought that I was trying to cut through the construction zone to get through because there'd be less people, but I was actually just going to band camp. So it looked like I tried to cut through and then went into the school, but really I was just going there to the school. Yeah. So I pull into the parking lot, and then I see these lights flash, and I'm like, what the shit? Like, is that me? There's no other cars around. So I pull off to the side. He's like, license and registration, please. I was like, oh, okay. And so I give it to him. He's like, so do you know what you were doing today, sir? I'm like,
driving.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I do not. He was like, well, see, you pulled around the construction sign and then came into the high school. What's that about? Were you trying to cut through here? And I was like, no, sir, I am here for band camp. He was like, are we sure about that? I was like, yeah, I had to go. I had to go pick up a music binder from my friend's house because I did. And he literally lives like right where the construction is, so I would have to go through there to get to his house. Like, there's literally no other way of going. But instead, I couldn't, so I just pulled into the school. He was like, so I hear that you're going to your friend's house. And I was like, well, it's where the construction is, so I was going to pull into the school, walk over, and then come to the school. He was like, all right, okay. Give me a few minutes. So he goes back to his car. I gotta
go punch in some numbers.
He gives, puts in the license plate, he takes my license.
Whatever,
and whatever.
The whole
and he comes back and he's like, all right, I'm going to be honest. I think I'm going to let you off with a warning. And I was like, okay, cool. So I still need to go to his house. So where should I come in so that you don't pull me over next time? So I didn't say it like that because that's rude.
Right.
I was like, so I still have to go and get the binder. Like, where should I come in? And he was like, no, come in the same way. And I was like,
do the same thing.
You're kidding me, right? The thing that you just pulled me over for and then gave me a warning, which is not on my record at all. He was just like, sorry about that. Have a nice day. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, it just scared the shit out of me. And then I was late to band camp.
So that's cool.
It was a good time. That is the one time I've been pulled over, and I wasn't even doing anything illegal.
I haven't gotten pulled over. The only thing remotely sketchy I've done, and it wasn't even me, is...
was that crack?
Oh, no.
Okay.
But my dad and I, we were like, hey, let's go see a movie. This is a number of months ago. I think it might have been December last year. But my dad was driving, and we pull in my car, and we pull up to the movie theater, and it's one of those parking lots that has a toll, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And my dad was like, well, I don't have any quarters. Neither do you. Let's just not pay, you know? It would be crazy if they checked that it was, overtime. I got a thing. It was. They checked. Mm-hmm. I got a thing. I didn't have to pay for it, though, because it was my dad's fault, so I'm chill with that. But that's the only thing remotely scandalous I've done.
Yeah. And I haven't even gotten, like, there's no stamps on my record or my license or anything, because I haven't done anything wrong.
Yeah.
They were just like, oh, yeah, sorry about that. Have a nice day. And I was like, you too. So I should come back in that way, right? So if you see me, the same car with the sticker on the back, that is obviously my car, you're not going to pull me over for doing the same thing again, right?
Right.
Right? Hopefully?
Sir, yes, sir.
Because, like, literally there is no other way that I could have gone to where I was going than going that way. And he was like, okay, I'll let you off with a warning. He probably spent, like, 15 minutes in his car. I was like, oh, shit.
Really? 15?
15 minutes.
Like 15? Like, no, you're not exaggerating. Like, actually 15.
No, I counted. It was probably, like, that's not my phone. It was maybe, like, 9... I don't know. Oh, sorry, shit. Well, I'm now awake. That's cool. It was probably 9:50 when it happened, and I got out of the entire interaction at, like, 10:10.
Oh, yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I've had to...
Band camp started at 10, and I still had to go and get the binder.
This really annoys me. You know how people are like, don't go to your dentist or whatever at this time during the pandemic and stuff. Mm-hmm. I know. I did too. I've had several orthodontist appointments because I'm trying to get my braces off. It would be great. Yeah. I was supposed to get them off, nice. A year ago, 2 months ago.
Yeah.
A year and 2 months ago, I should say.
That's a long time.
They're still not off, but different story. I had to go for an appointment. And it's hot outside, It's like 80 degrees. And they make you schedule an appointment. And what they make you do is you have to sit outside in your car and, like, call in. And then they, like, tell you when they're ready for you to come in and stuff like that. That's fine. Whatever. But it's hot outside. I'm in my car. Even with the air conditioning on, my temperature still goes up. And, as soon as you walk through the door, they shoot you with the Corona gun. They check your temperature. And my temperature is always higher, and they're like, kind of sus. We're going to need you to sit here for 5 minutes so your temperature can go down.
Yeah, no, we'll take it again.
Yeah, so I have to wait, like, I legitimately had to wait, like, 50 minutes before I could actually sit down for my appointment.
Yeah, that sucks.
And I've had to do that, like, 3 times.
Oh, shoot.
So that's cool.
Put your forehead, like, right by the AC.
It's a good use of my time.
Oh, for sure.
I turn the fan on, like, almost all the way, and my body temperature still goes up. It's crazy. Yeah.
You're just producing.
What do you want me to do, man? Like, you make me sit out here for 30 minutes past my scheduled appointment
Bring
time.
An ice pack on your head. Why not?
Maybe I will.
Yeah, we have to take our temperature when we go into work. And one time, there was, like, a line of, like, 5 people who had all clocked in at the same time. So I was like, all right, I'll just do it in, like, 5 minutes. So I started working, because I know that I don't have a fever. My temperature is almost always, like, 97.6.
Yeah.
Almost always. I have to do it when I go into cross country, too. And one time my coach was like, all right, Gleason, what do you think it is? And I was like, is it 97.6? He was like, the fuck? How did you know that? I was like, it's just always that. He's like, okay.
Yeah.
And so I walk into work. I'm like, all right, there's a bunch of people taking their temperatures. I'm going to go start working. And I was doing Expo, which is like where you take the food and put it in the bags and give it to people.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sitting next to the heater that keeps all the food warm.
Yeah.
And I go over there and I take my temperature, and it's like, that's going to be 101. And I was like, oh, that's cool. So then I got to do no work for like 20 minutes and still got paid. So.
Do you know if they're going to take your temperature every day when you go into school when that starts up?
I'd imagine so. I think that there's no way that they can't.
School for me starts the day before this episode will go up. That Monday. Next Monday for us.
Yeah, me too. The 31st?
No. Like next Monday.
You mean like
this upcoming Monday. Like 2 days from now. It's Saturday right now.
Rough. It is
I go in Monday and then Thursday, Friday, and that's it. And Monday's just
really?
like an orientation thing. So I'm there for like 2 hours or whatever.
Yeah.
But they're making us fill out a form every day, and I think they're going to take our temperature as well.
Yeah.
Which sucks because I have to fill out the exact same form and answer the exact same questions and put in the exact same answers every day.
Well, you don't know that. You could end up getting sick and be like, yeah, I have the sniffles.
No. That's probably not going to happen, but...
It probably won't, but you never know.
It's going to suck.
That's what I mean. I feel like one person's going to end up getting it at a school, and they're going to be like, all right, well, we got to close.
Yeah. That's what's really going to suck.
Mm-hmm.
And that will happen. Like, that's just not...
No, I almost guarantee
avoidable.
that, like, by Halloween, I feel like everyone will be out. Like, across the country.
Really?
Probably all, yeah.
All right, well, we'll check back during the Halloween episode, and
The Halloween episode.
We'll compare.
Halloween's on a Saturday this year, which sucks, because it would have been perfect, but we're probably not even going to be able to have Halloween.
Oh, yeah.
That bums me out.
I don't really give a shit,
Halloween.
but yeah.
Dude, Halloween's such a good holiday. I get to pretend to be someone that I'm not.
We'll save all our Halloween stories for then. We'll record it on Halloween. How about that?
I have some good ones. Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah. But anyway, I think we're good on time.
I think so, because I got to go to this soccer game.
And I have to clean.
Ooh, that sounds way more fun than what I'm doing.
It's not. Thank you so much for listening, everyone. Check out the podcast, Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud. Socials in the description. Thanks so much for listening. Bye-bye.